afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the August 23rd Tea Party meeting. My name is Michael Slivka, and as Mark said, I'm a member of the steering committee of the Teller Tea Party Patriots. Now, I attended my first Tea Party meeting last October, right here in Woodland Park. I've never been very political, but seeing the direction in which our country has been going, I felt I had to do something. I was inspired by what I saw and heard here and decided to offer my help to this group. I am now on the steering committee, as I said. Now, I'm an attorney specializing in asset protection and consumer bankruptcy. I moved to Woodland Park to find a better way of life. Certain ideas and philosophies that have infected the United States over the past 100 years have led inevitably to our decline as a free nation of strong, independent, and self-reliant men and women. Our leaders, both the Democrats and the Republicans, have offered only more government as the solution to our ever-increasing problems. More bureaucrats to make our decisions, more regulation to keep us from thinking for ourselves. They speak endlessly of self-sacrifice and our duty to our fellow men, of altruism, or putting the needs of others before your own as the moral ideal. I say that this moral ideal is the evil that has corrupted America. And corrupted not only America, but the true ideals of the Founding Fathers, which made our country the greatest, most free country in the history of the world. Many in the Tea Party have been inspired by the writings of Ayn Rand. You've likely seen signs at Tea Party events asking, "Who is John Galt?" Some of you may have read her works. Some of you may have already seen the new movie Atlas Shrugged Part 1, released just 1 week ago that Mark was talking about. Many of you have heard Glenn Beck, John Stossel, and Sean Hannity talk about her and her ideas. Ayn Rand was coming of age in St. Petersburg, Russia, at the time of the Bolshevik Revolution. She experienced firsthand the atrocities and the human degradation that flow naturally from the Marxist concept of from each according to his abilities, to each according to his needs. She was able to escape to America and found work as a screenwriter for Cecil B. DeMille in Hollywood. She wanted to be a novelist, but she wanted to present man as a heroic being. For an individual who walked upright, with dignity and purpose, free among other free men. In order to do so, she had to formulate a new philosophy of being, of man's relationship to the world and to other men. She called her philosophy Objectivism, which was grounded in the concept of the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, that there exists an objective reality out there and that we are able to perceive and act upon it. We live in a benevolent universe, one that is ideally suited to our needs as human beings. And there is no better example of how wonderful our world is for us than this, Teller County, Colorado. Objectivism recognizes our essential nature as human beings. We're beings of volitional consciousness, although we're born naked and alone in the woods, so to speak, without the fangs and claws and instincts of the wild animals that allow them to survive. We have one thing, and one thing only, that does in fact permit survival. That's reason, our rational faculty, our minds. This is our only tool of survival, and the proper use of our minds allows us not only to survive, but to prosper. Volitional consciousness. Not many philosophers have spoken of this. Consciousness means awareness. Being aware of the world around us, using our senses to make sense of the world, as any animal must if it is to survive. But unlike the animals, our consciousness is volitional. We must decide to think, to use our decision-making power to determine the good, that which will further our lives and well-being. Or we can choose not to think, hoping that somehow bread will just fall into our mouths, that somehow our leaders will take care of us. Our founding fathers recognized that beings such as ourselves, creatures of rational, volitional consciousness, have certain requirements in order to survive. Individual rights, especially rights to property, our inalienable right to produce by our own labor and to keep and control the products of that labor and effort. Recognition of these rights is inherent in the concept of liberty. The Founding Fathers further recognized that one and only one economic system allows for such liberty, and the recognition and implementation of individual rights, the system of capitalism. True capitalism does not, as the progressives would have us believe, mean a system where some people have capital and some do not. That unequal distribution has always existed. True capitalism means a system where free men can meet and trade the products of their efforts on a voluntary basis for mutual benefit, without government or society trying to interfere to regulate. We are each free to trade with other men or not, work with other men or not, upon our own independent evaluation of whether the interchange will be to our benefit and to the benefit of those we love. But the socialists, the progressives, the statists wish to control how we trade, control every aspect of our interactions with our fellow men. Their premise of from each according to his abilities, to each according to his needs, is anti-liberty. It makes each of us into both a beggar and a sucker. We get things for our survival only by begging or by proving need, not because we have earned them. What we produce does not belong to us by right. We are required to provide not for ourselves and our families, but for the entire tribe, the nation, or indeed the entire global community. Is this the kind of existence you want for your children? Our first speaker today is named Anders Ingemarson. Anders Ingemarson is an American by choice who immigrated here to the United States from Europe in 1994 and became an American citizen in 2002. His professional career comprises information technology and specialist positions, teaching and entrepreneurial pursuits in education, and leadership positions in multinational companies, both in the United States and abroad. As a citizen activist, Anders is a staunch champion of liberty, individual rights, and capitalism. He is a member of the Colorado Front Range Objectivist community and a supporter of the Ayn Rand Institute. He is currently enrolled in the leadership program of the Rockies, an organization focusing on training emerging leaders in America's founding principles. As a speaker, Anders applies the principles of liberty, individual rights, and capitalism to a wide range of subjects while drawing on his international background to provide illuminating insights and the differences between European and American thinking. Anders received his Bachelor of Arts in Finance, Economics, and Management from the Stockholm School of Economics and a Master of Education in Montessori Education from Loyola College in Maryland. Anders resides in Denver, Colorado with his equally liberty-loving wife Maria and Mitzi the cat. The title of Anders' speech is America Exceptional? Why and Why Not? Briefly, American exceptionalism has been the buzzword of conservatives for the past couple of years. In this speech, Anders Ingemarson will be discussing what is truly exceptional with the United States of America compared with the rest of the world. But he will also show that our exceptionalism has steadily eroded to the point of America in many ways having become indistinguishable from most other civilized countries. Finally, he will explain what it will take to regain our past glory and how the Tea Party movement can play a critical role in this dispute. I present Anders Ingemarson.